just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker. Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark. Even got that homebrew flowing.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. In this bulletin, Tiochi Konrote is the new president-elect, defeating opposition nominee Ratuepeli Nganilao by 31 votes to 14. SODELPA to challenge Konrote's eligibility for presidency in court, and generally favorable reaction to Konrote's election. Tiochi Konrote is the country's next president. In a special one-day sitting, the opposition and government both made their nominations official in Parliament this morning before a secret ballot secured Konrote as the country's fourth president. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
Nominations for the appointment of the President of the Republic of Fiji.
It was over in less than an hour. The secret ballot by members of Parliament concluding government's choice as head of state.
The results of the secret ballot are as follows. Major General Tiochi Konusi Konrote, 31 votes. Ratuepeli Nganilao, 14 votes. Abstain, 3. In accordance with Section 84, Clause 3 of the Constitution of the Republic of Fiji, Major General Tiochi Konusi Konrote, having received the support of the majority of the members of Parliament present, is appointed as the President of the Republic of Fiji by Parliament.
As the first president of the country with Rotuman origins, the commendations on Konrote's election naturally flowed.
I wish to congratulate Major General Tiochi Konusi Konrote, the new President-elect of the Republic of Fiji. Let me be the first to wish you all the best in your tenure.
Prime Minister of Orange Bainimarama content that his choice is for the benefit of all Fijians.
As I said, the historic occasion, a solemn one. All we need to do is follow what's put down in the Constitution, and everything would have turned out well. For us, it had turned out well. For the people of Fiji, it has turned out well.
Bainimarama also noting that the decision was not shared by all members.
I'm sorry about the happenings on the other side of the House. There's nothing much we can do about them. And of course, the non-voting by the NFP. They've made that decision to abstain from voting this morning. That's the decision. Most unfortunate. Would have been a wonderful occasion for everyone to vote for the new presidency.
President-elect Tiochi Konrote will officially take up the presidency next month, at which time the current President Ratuepeli Ngalatia's term will expire. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
And just this hour, the Parliament Secretariat has confirmed that they have received written correspondence from opposition chambers who have notified them that they have written to the President requesting a special parliamentary seating contesting the eligibility of Konrote's nomination. 2 nominations for office of President were made in a special sitting of Parliament this morning as required under the 2013 Constitution. A nomination was made by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama and another by Leader of Opposition Rotemu Mokepa. Ritika Prasad explains today's proceedings.
I now call upon the Honourable Prime Minister to nominate his candidate for appointment.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama was the first to make his nomination for the new president.
Madam Speaker, my nomination for His Excellency the President's position is, of course, Major General Tiochi Konusi Konrote.
Opposition members strongly objected to the nomination. The first point of order was raised by opposition MP Semesa Karavaki, questioning the Prime Minister's nomination.
I submit Section 831C disqualifies Honourable Konrote to be nominated as a nominee for the His Excellency the President's post. The issue there, Madam Speaker, is that whether he, Honorable Kondote, is a member of a political party.
However, the Speaker, Dr. Chico Luveni, put the matter to rest.
With respect to the issue that you have raised, I have received written communication of the resignation of Churchill Kondote from the Fiji First Party. And the vacation of his seat will be gazetted. So this matter is therefore a non-issue. He has resigned.
Leader of Opposition, Rotemu Mukepa, then proceeded to announce the opposition's nominee for the office of the President.
As Leader of Opposition, our nomination is Rotepeli Ngabintinganilau, holder of the Military Cross, the Order of St. John, and the Meritorious Service Decoration.
Another point of order was raised by NFP opposition member Tupo Donindalo and Nico Nawaikula about why there was no time allowed to talk about the nominees.
Let's not make this process any more of a fuss than it already is. It's a secret ballot, which means members of this House are entitled to use their conscience to vote. And how can they exercise their conscience or thinking when they don't know the background of who's being nominated?
The public is entitled to know who are being nominated. What is their background? And we have a full day to talk about that.
Outspoken opposition MP Moses Sebulitavu also raised a point of clarification, wanting to know about Chochi Kondote's resignation.
Honorable Chochi Konusi Kondote had resigned from the party. If the procedures are right, then the election office will be writing to you, Madam Speaker, not the Fiji First Party.
Again, the Speaker clarified the status.
Same process took place when I became Speaker. I also resigned from the Fiji First Party, and immediately I was nominated as Speaker, and this was accepted. And this was accepted, and I have been the Speaker for the past year based on that.
Parliamentary members then cast their secret votes. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Sodalpa MP Semesa Karavaki has expressed disappointment at the election of Chochi Kondote as the president. Speaking to FBC News outside Parliament this morning, Karavaki says they will take the matter to court. Ali Kimbia has more.
Opposition MP Semesa Karavaki is adamant President-elect Chochi Kondote does not qualify for presidency. He quoted Section 83 of the 2013 Constitution, which says that any person nominated for presidency should not be a member of or hold any office in any political party. Despite a ruling from the Speaker of Parliament that Kondote has resigned from the Fiji First Party through a communication to her office outside Parliament, Karavaki maintained that Kondote still does not qualify as he is still a member of the Fiji First Party. He told FBC News they will make sure to take issue to court as politics cannot be taken to the high office. Meanwhile, the National Federation Party's position to abstain from voting this morning was explained in Parliament this morning. Outside Parliament, party leader Dr. Biman Prasad says it's a pity that Parliament has to vote for the president's post.
We would have really liked this to be a consensus candidate for the new president. Unfortunately, the government has again missed a very important opportunity of bipartisanship, dialogue and consensus.
Meanwhile, social media were rampant of reports of a protest outside of Parliament by the opposition. The report posted on a page which allegedly belongs to the opposition leader Rotemu Mukepa called for Fijians to join them in a protest against Kondote's presidency. Kepa denied the reports was from her or from her office. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
There was generally a favourable reaction to the announcement of the new president-elect Chochi Kondote. Tokasa Rainima was in Parliament and filed this report.
As Parliament adjourned shortly after the vote, FBC News sought comments from parliamentarians.
He served his country well, and I think he's a great choice. So we're very happy that Major General Chochi Kondote has been elected. Excellent choice.
I'm sure he's going to be a great president for all of the people of Fiji, another people's president.
He has earned that particular position. He has a very impressive record in terms of contribution to Fiji. Very mature person, very balanced and level-headed.
Opposition parliamentarians were also approached, but they declined to comment on the announcement. Members of the public who were present in Parliament congratulated the President-elect on his appointment.
They both had very good, vast experience. Anyone would have made a very good president.
He's going to be a good man for the new presidential post.
It's a good thing. So looking forward to a brighter new Fiji.
He deserves that position, being a very, very gallant man. Honest, reliable, trustworthy.
I'm very glad he's a very capable man. He should be able to look after us.
For me, I'm personally happy in the sense that we can now have people aspiring to that office, irrespective of race, color, creed.
Chochi Konrotye will go down in history as Fiji's first president to be elected through a vote in Parliament. Tokas Reinima, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Fiji and Tuvalu Ministry of Fisheries sign MOU on information sharing.
With one heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulavanaka. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics, right here on Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
The Council of Rotuma will have a special sitting next week to celebrate the newly elected President of Fiji, Chochi Konusi Konrotye. Speaking from Rotuma, Council Chairman Tateraini Ringamoto says the celebration will be held after the swearing-in ceremony. Savara Tumbua has more.
Rotumans back at home have been celebrating the election of the new President, Chochi Konusi Konrotye. The Council of Rotuma is thankful to government for electing a Rotuman to become the first non-indigenous president of the country.
We are not only happy, but we are gratified to support the government of Fiji, and we're looking forward for any time convenient for the new president to come to Rotuma for us to do some traditional ceremony.
Major General Konrotye served 36 years as a soldier and military commander. Within the RFMF, Konrotye has served with the 1st Ranger Squadron Special Air Service of the New Zealand Army and also with the British Far East Land Forces in Hong Kong. In 1997 to 1999, he was appointed as an Assistant Secretary General of the United Nations and took over as the first Commander UNIFIC.
I acknowledge the Vanua for allowing this process to happen, and also thank the Prime Minister, his government, and members of Parliament for the decision, and I congratulate Mr. Konrotye.
During the 2006 general elections, Major General Konrotye was elected into Parliament as the member for Rotuma and appointed as the Minister of State for Ex-Servicemen and Immigration. He returned to his home island of Rotuma in 2007 and was a community worker until the 2014 general election, when he was again re-elected into Parliament. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
There were a lot of different views from the public on the election of President-elect. FBC News took to the streets to ask the public their opinion.
I think this is the first time one of our Rotuman is the president of Fiji now. So I'm happy about the decision.
I'm happy with the government of Fiji and thought as well.
I'm happy with they've chosen Konrotye and Mr. Konrotye, and I think it's time for us to move forward.
I believe whether in Itoke or any other race is elected as president of Fiji, it doesn't really make any difference to me, as long as they lead the people in the right way.
I think it's good because it came from the nomination came from our Prime Minister, who was elected by a major landslide victory last year, and I think that it was a good choice.
Only one thing I'd
I'd like to say, that we should not open the door which will not be able to close in time like this, especially in electing someone who does not have a position in the Vanua.
He'll do fine, and it's okay. Even though he's a Rotuman, he's a Fijian as well.
I think it's good. It's better we give some people a try, and also give Chochi a try.
The Fiji and Tuvalu Ministry of Fisheries have signed an MOU for the provision of observer services and the sharing of monitoring, control and surveillance data. The arrangement will see the immediate deployment of Fiji's observers on Tuvalu's long-line fishing vessels based out of Suva but fish in Tuvalu waters. Permanent Secretary for Fisheries Inoke Wainingolo says these observers are trained to specifically collect catch, effort and compliance data during fishing operations.
We are grateful and thankful for your government for agreeing for our observers to be boarding your vessels that are flagged by your government while they are operating in your EEZs and the area that are designated where they are required to be fishing.
While in port on return from the fishing grounds, Fiji observers carry out port sampling work to ascertain the length classes of all fish species. And sports is up next. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Jackie, and good evening in sports tonight. John McKee says there is a need for more top-level matches to continue with the Flying Fijians World Cup momentum. And we take a look at bar football's IDC win yesterday. This and more coming up.
छू छू 40 में 20 का दिखना है। मैं हूँ ना आपके साथ में मिर्ची एफएम पर 9 से 12 बजे तक मंडे टू फ्राइडे। मिर्ची इट्स हॉट।
Following the Vodafone Flying Fijians' exit from Rugby World Cup 2015, coach John McKee has again reiterated that Fiji needs more matches against top teams to continue to improve its game. Tsalenda Dakdaka reports.
Joining in, they're all heaving. About 70,000.
The Flying Fijians turned a lot of heads with their performance in the 2015 World Cup. Fiji now needs more game time against top opposition to keep the momentum building for when Japan hosts the next tournament in 4 years' time.
We've shown at Pacific Nations Cup level we're very successful and you know we do very well at that level. But we know when you go into these big environments and in Twickenham and Millennium Stadium when you're playing the big teams, it is a step up, and we need to play those teams more often outside the Rugby World Cup to enhance our chances in the Rugby World Cup.
McKee's mission to guide Fiji to becoming a force in world rugby is on the right track, but he admits there is still a lot of work to be done.
The real drive behind my involvement in Fiji is to, at some time in the future when we play these big teams, that it's not Tier 1 versus Tier 2. It's not viewed like that. It's viewed as equal on the field, and the best team will win. So I think we've made a lot of progress towards that in the 18 months I've been involved, but we still have a way to go.
The Flying Fijians' performance in recent months has certainly restored the faith of the rugby-loving public and given a glimpse of our potential in the global arena. Silent Odakavaka, FBC Sports.
The Mba football side won the 24th Courts Inter-District Championship title with a 2-0 win at home against Nandi yesterday. Abu Zahid was the hero for the Men in Black, scoring both their goals. Rohit Deo with the details.
A sweet victory for the traditional giants of Fiji soccer. Abu Zaid, who had not performed up to expectations heading into the final, played a vital role when it mattered the most, getting both the goals.
To Abu Zaid inside, and Abu Zaid sneaks it in. Abu Zaid has put up by 2 goals to 0.
Everyone thought that I was, due to my injury, I wouldn't be able to perform. I was just waiting for God to give me the power and to believe in Him. That's why I have scored 2 goals in the final today.
The win was sweeter for Ba as it came in front of their home fans.
It's a really sweet victory for us. It's a really 1 month of sacrifice that has paid off. And for that, I just want to thank the Lord Almighty for giving us this victory. And also to all the players who really sacrifice, and to their families, thank you for being with us.
The Player of the Tournament award was given to Elvin Singh as he played a major role in defense, with Ba conceding only 1 goal throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah, it is special for me because this is my first IDC win ever. So yeah, hats off to the boys. Well done.
Tambah officials are relieved with the win, which has come after a lapse of 2 years.
We win in 2014 and now we have done it in 15-16 season. And I'd like to thank the players and their families for the great sacrifice they've been doing while the players been in camp. And this victory we like to dedicate to all the critics who have been criticizing that Ba hasn't won any title this year.
Ba walked away with $20,000 for the win, while Nandi settled for $5,500. The celebrations in the soccer-crazy town has started and is expected to continue for some time. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Navo football is in its rebuilding phase with the hope of getting back into the top division. The Southerners took out top honours in the senior division of the Courts IDC yesterday with a goal from captain Vinit Chand, securing a 1-0 win over Rekrek in the final. Navo dedicated the win to injured player James Charitra and is confident of making it back to the top level.
Hopefully after this tournament we are targeting to win the National League, Premier National League, so that next year we want to play the IDC in the Super Premier level.
Navo received $7,000 for winning the senior division. In the Rugby World Cup this morning, Ireland defeated 2011 finalist France 24-9. Here are the match highlights.
Ask them to. Now we'll play at the scrum half. Extra man maybe. Carney didn't need them. Yeah. Murray in once more. Here comes Henry. Supported by Bess. Everyone supported by Bess. Will Bess get the try? Still playing. Murray has to be scored either way now. Murray's got it.
In another match played today, Japan recorded its 3rd victory of this year's tournament with a 28-18 win over the USA. However, the win was not enough to push the side through to the last 8. In other matches played this morning, Argentina defeated Namibia 64-19, while Italy accounted for Romania 32-22. Meanwhile, the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup have been decided. On Sunday, South Africa will take on Wales at 3 a.m., while New Zealand meets France at 7 a.m. On Monday, Ireland will face Argentina at 12 a.m. and Australia takes on Scotland at 3 a.m. And of course, you can watch all those matches live on FBC TV. Fiji golf rep Sam Lee is hoping for a better performance at this year's Fiji International at Nathandola Bay Championship course in Singatoka. The 25-year-old competed as an amateur player in the inaugural tournament last year. But after turning professional this year and competing in the PGA Tour of Australasia, Lee is confident of a better outing.
Last year, on the second day, I got a little nervous after the first 9 holes, and then it cost me a little bit. So this year, I'm a little more prepared and a little more matured, I guess, in a way.
The Fiji International tees off on Thursday at Nathandola. 150 players from around the world will compete, including former world number 1 Vijay Singh. That was your sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now.
A reconstituted Employment Relations Advisory Board has 2 days in which to reach a consensus on a draft report, which is expected to be presented to the governing body of the ILO. FBC News understands that ERAB held its first meeting today with close to 30 members appointed to the board, representing the tripartite parties, government unions and employers. ERAB will also be convened tomorrow, given the urgency of the issue, with the ILO governing body announcing in June that failure to reach agreement by all parties may spur a commission of inquiry to investigate industrial relations here. The ILO will next convene in November. Fine but windy conditions were experienced over the group, with brief showers over the interior of the main islands. A trough of low pressure lies over Solomon Islands and extends southeastwards over Tuvalu and onto southern Cook Islands. Meanwhile, a broad east to southeast wind flow prevails over the southwest Pacific Islands. Temperatures managed to climb only as far as 24.5 degrees in Sabah Sabah today. Lambasa at 30 degrees. Expect temperatures to drop tonight. Tavor can expect 17 degrees. Suva 21 and Levuka 22 degrees. And tomorrow it's fine apart from brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. cool at night. And the outlook for Wednesday is fine, apart from brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands, cool at night. And recapping the main stories tonight. Chiyochi Konrote is the new president-elect, defeating opposition nominee Ratue Pelinganilao by 31 votes to 14. SODELPA to challenge Konrote's eligibility for presidency in court, and generally favourable reaction to Konrote's election. Results from last week's poll question, we had asked, do Fijians show civic pride? 56% said no. This week we're asking, should we keep John McKee until the 2019 Rugby World Cup? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply #FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Bye for now.